Hey everyone, Graham here from therecordingrevolution.com, and today I was going to talk to you about something specific, and I'm scrapping it because I need to talk to you about something that just came up, which is having the guts to know when your songs suck. Sometimes, if you're human, which I assume most of you are, you will write a bad song, or two, or three. Or they won't be horribly bad, but they'll be about half good, which isn't really great. Let me give you an explanation of what was going on in my life, and maybe you can relate. Last week, I'm sitting down to write my songs because I'm writing an EP. It's going to be out March 31st. Be there. I wrote a song on Monday, felt great about it. Wrote a song on Tuesday, feeling awesome. My week is going great. Wednesday, I wrote another song, and it was a little bit different. And for me, it was a step in a different direction. I felt, hey, maybe Graham's pushing himself. Maybe I'm going to just grow in this songwriting process. The song was not 100% finished, but I wrote a bunch of lyrics. I kind of fleshed out the whole arrangement, but I wouldn't have signed off on it 100% yet. It just needed a little bit more attention. Thursday came by. I ran out of time, didn't have time to write. Weekend happened. I'm back in on Monday, and I'm trying to write some new music, but I'm also going back to that third song, and I'm thinking, what is it that this song needs? In my mind, it just needs a couple of tweaks. The lyric content was okay. The idea was cool. Musically, I thought it was solid, but it just wasn't translating 100% where it felt like a finished song, where it felt professional. It kind of felt a little hokey. I tried to swap out some lyrics. I tried shortening up some of the verses. I tried going in a totally different direction in a bridge. I tried at one point cutting half of the lyrics because I'm telling a story and then jumping to later in the story quicker so that I could get to a different type of lyric that's not maybe narrative. Maybe that would help because I'm not good at writing folksy narrative songs. In the end, it turns out the song's just lame. It's just not that good. And I just didn't want to come to grips with that because I spent a whole day writing it last week when I could have been writing something else. And so I had to just suck it up and cut my losses. So I rewrote the song into something entirely new. In fact, the only thing that's the same from the old song to the new song is the key that it's in. Great. It's basically a brand new song. I lost some time. Yeah. I felt like I threw away some pretty good ideas. Yeah, they weren't horrible ideas, but what I got instead of a half-good song, I traded it for an amazing new song that goes in a much better direction. And had I not attacked it, I never would have had an uncovering experience of this new song. The lesson for you all is this. Real songwriting is hard work. Real songwriting isn't always magical inspiration. Real songwriting doesn't mean that everything that comes out of your mind or your mouth or your hands or your feet or your head is gold. It's just not. Even the best songwriters, they secretly get out all the junk, they write a ton of songs, and they just keep and record and release the good ones. Now, we don't have a ton of time. I know a lot of us are busy. This isn't what you get to do full time unless you're a songwriter. That's cool. But most of us aren't songwriters full time. And we've talked about on the blog how we can find pockets of time and add them up to even have some time to write and record, and that's great. But I know your time is limited. My time is limited. But we still want to think like a professional songwriter to a certain degree, which is this. Write whatever comes to mind. When you're ready to write, sit down and write. Don't overjudge it. Just get stuff out. Record it, demo it, think it through. But if something doesn't feel right, if it just doesn't feel like you really would 100% want to put this out there and let people enjoy it, it maybe either needs some more attention, needs you to have a day or two off from working on it to come back with a clear mind. Maybe you need to play it for a friend or a spouse or somebody just to bounce the idea off of them and say, hey, is there anything about this song that you like? Because if there is something there, maybe you can focus on that more. But it could just be that it's just not a good song. And even though you've given it some of your time, doesn't mean you need to give it more of your time and more of your attention. You will have lost some time, yes, but better to lose some time than even more time that you're about to give to it. So cut your losses. Don't be a coward. Have the courage to say that song sucks. I'm just going to have to shelf it, table it, come back in a year or two, or just never address it ever again. And then move on to something else. You have ideas, you've got creativity, and if you're setting out time to work and you're writing it like it's your job, you're going to get to some good stuff, but sometimes you got to get some bad songs out there to get to the good songs. Hope that helps. Again, this is Graham at therecordingrevolution.com. Leave me a comment, shoot me a tweet or a Facebook message. Let me know how your album is coming, how your songwriting process is coming. If you haven't already gone over to the actual website, if you're just living on YouTube, again, you're missing out on like 2/3 of the content there. We've talked about dealing with writer's block. We've talked about how to find time in your busy schedule to write. There's a lot of good stuff happening over the blog. So go to therecordingrevolution.com and check out all that extra stuff. Sign up there for the newsletter so you will get all sorts of information about when new content is coming. I gotta go write a couple more songs. I'm almost done. We'll see you on another video soon.